I'm going to present for about 15 minutes a webinar, you might say, about the financial concerns that people, especially in the United States, have, and going to present some ideas about how residual income could be something that would help them. I'm going to be sharing a screen now, and okay, and so let's start with, it says, can you use some more of this? And I don't know anyone that would say, nah, I guess I have enough money. I don't really want to know how to earn more or save more. So let's go to, this is a situation in the United States that, if you notice, from age 35 to 65, that's a lot of credit card debt. And you might think, well, it's just because people aren't making enough money. That could have something to do with it. It probably is because we buy things that we don't really need, and we buy things that we can't afford. And whatever the situation, it is a concern and enters into the picture of why I wanted to present the benefits of some extra residual income. This says that 26% of all the Americans have no emergency savings. And, you know, Dave Ramsey keeps saying you must at least have $1,000 set up as an emergency fund, and preferably more if you have a larger family. And this states that 1 in 3 women in America feel like they're one paycheck away from really disaster if an emergency strikes. There's a lot of student loan debt. You can see over $37,000 is the average for the class of 2016. And it would take 21 years for them to pay off their loans on it. And then there's the retirement crisis that, you know, you young ones, y'all aren't thinking much about retirement. But here's some statistics that should get your attention, that a large number of people may work all their lives and still have to live in near poverty at the point of retirement, that a good number of people will be relying on just Social Security. A fourth of the people in the United States will, and almost a half of single adults will really depend on 90% of their income coming from Social Security. And the average payout is about $1,200, so it's not a lot to live on. And then the information here on the bottom of this chart talks about the average household income is about $50,000. And if you factor in a 3% inflation rate for this 50-year-old, they would need to be saving, look at there, $2,200 a month for the next 16 years, just to make sure that they have a comfortable livelihood when they retire. And then here's some statistics. If you take 100 people that started working at age 25, and by the time they get to 65, 1 will be wealthy, 4 will have enough money to retire comfortably, 63 will be depending on Social Security or charity, and then 29 will probably be deceased. And even this statistic about age 50, 75% of the population do not have more than, say, $5,000 in the bank saving for retirement. And about over half of the Americans say they're looking for a new and brighter income method other than just their job. So I propose that if a person really understands about residual income, they would walk through a brick wall to get it. So I'd like to tell you how residual income has helped me. You can see this is on my personal website, but it just says for almost 40 years, my involvement with Shackley, you know, it's helped with helping people with their health, but also with their financial future. And the second paragraph is what I really want you to focus on, because I've been a single mom throughout almost all of my Shackley business, but earning that residual income, that monthly income from work done for previously, has helped me to be able to work at home, but to also have an all expense paid trips provided by the company for me and my son, and often I would take friends along. But I really, now then, in my senior years, I appreciate just the flexibility of being able to live where I want to. I've moved from several states to another state, and to determine my working hours, and to be able to pass this business on to my children and grandchildren. To me, that's a real benefit, and it might be important to you. So let's look at some incomes. Now, this is from Shackley, from the 1099s, an average, and I would like to pay some attention from the 50 to 863, because a distributor is just someone who's not only a member in Shackley, but has started to tell a few people, sometimes as few as four or five or six, and still would be able to earn this income that's mentioned here. And they would be working probably 4 or 5 hours a week. Now, a director is making an income that would probably appeal to more of us, and around $800. And that would be someone that most likely is going to be working about 20 hours a week. The rest of these figures, they're real, and they're nice amounts to earn monthly, but I want to just focus on these figures right here. Because if you had a monthly residual income of, remember it was around $800, so between the 5 and 1,000, you would have to have in the bank, let's just say conservatively, $200,000 in the bank to be drawing about $800 of residual income every month. And I don't know anybody much that has that. Plus, it's just a lot easier to do some other options rather than accumulating that amount of wealth in a bank account. So I just asked a question: can you afford not to have a residual income stream? I'd like to present why I feel like Shackley might be a choice you want to consider. It was the choice for me. And today's Shackley, this is home office in Pleasanton, California. It is a beautiful state-of-the-art building, the first green building in the U.S., and that's where our headquarters is. And you see the next little thing says the health and wellness industry is exploding today. We know that it is. Almost everybody is talking and feeling like they need to improve their health. And insurance rates are going up, benefits are going down. It's really hard for people to stay well enough to stay away from the doctor's office and the hospitals. And then it says nutrition is a red hot topic, and of course it is. YouTube, there's things on there. Almost every talk show or news or just regular program on television has something to do about what you should or shouldn't do, all connected with health. And even Time Magazine has it on the front cover. But this is important. Shackley is about prevention, not curing. And to me, that's a very encouraging aspect of the business I chose. There was a landmark study where they did some, Berkeley School of Public Health did some tests on people that had used Shackley supplements for a period of up to 20 years. And this is what they found. It has to do with staying healthy. The average 65-year-old fills 19 prescriptions for medications annually and is on 7 to 8 medications. And the Shackley users, and they averaged out at age 63, they were on 0.6 medications annually. And you might say, now why is that of interest to you? Because if you have a lifestyle that has to do with health-related products, you're generally going to take pretty good care of yourself too. And this is some of the proof that was published by Berkeley School of Public Health. Here's Dr. Shackley's picture, and although there's a lot of things I'd like to tell you about him, we don't have time in this little presentation. I just want to talk about our company that has a longevity and stability. And a friend made this chart for me, and and says it's okay if I share it with you. And so this is what he stated. A company needs to have at least 2 decades to prove that it can weather all the inevitable changes in the economy and in government regulations and just things going on in the world. And Shackley, in the 60 years, has never really, it's almost like 65 years now, has never missed a payment to their distributors. Be careful about companies that promise quick money and big checks. And he said he was looking for a multi-generational wealth building and tax strategy, and not somebody that's here today and gone tomorrow. And his statement was he wasn't going to mortgage his children's future on a short-term trend. That's something worth pondering, okay? And so we do want to look for low risk, and we want to look for low risk, high reward, and not the opposite. And primarily, we just want to build a business once. We don't want to build one and then the company fold. We're proud of this. I think just last year, Shackley won these 2 direct selling association rewards for a life plan that is proven to be the most comprehensible nutritional program in the world, and some technology innovation. Now, these are 7 reasons that women have shared with us of why they left the corporate jungle to join Shackley. They wanted a better balance with their work life. They wanted equality, more money and security, want to choose who they work with. If you've ever worked in an office, you understand that. Low startup costs, benefits and incentives, and they were just sick of the corporate grind. You know anybody that feels like that? Now, I want to compare some very reputable direct sales companies. So I do want you to know that I am saying that they are of good integrity. And one would be this LuLaRoe leggings, and it says the large investment, sometimes around $5,000. They don't really have catalogs to sell from unless that's changed. You must take inventory to each event, and the loyalty to the reps aren't necessarily encouraged because inventory is different for each rep. So they're definitely changing their wardrobe, and some of it's sort of cute, but they're not changing their health. And then another company that's very reputable is 31 Gifts and Bags, and they have a lower investment, but in order to advance, you've got to book parties and sell and sponsor, and you need inventory for home parties, and they really want you to have home parties versus online sales, but it's non-consumable items. So it's requiring new products and new styles. And I want to say here that one of the best things that it dawned on me early into my business is that Shackley has consumable products. We have products that you eat. We have products that you rub on your skin. We have products to wash your clothes and clean your house, and they have to be bought month after month. And that's really a good thing. So here's 2 reasons that people might look at this type business. One is just what they could get for themselves and their family, whether it's a better house, more money, some little extra cash for travel, a better car. In fact, you can even earn a car payment at a certain point in Shackley. Or it could be what they could do for others. And before I tell you about these, I want to say I've got several friends in Shackley that have made such a good income that they have set up nonprofit organizations, one of them in Haiti to feed children. And so a lot of people use their money to give back. Some are missionaries, things like that. And this little quote says, "Because I knew you, I've been changed for good." Actually, that's what I've told Kathy, my sponsor, several times, that she changed my life by coming over and explaining to me the Shackley difference back in the 70s. We want to be the reason someone smiles today. And Mother Teresa's quoted, "If not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." So you would want to identify, now why would you want to develop a Shackley business? And I like both of these quotes. People don't buy what you sell, they buy why you sell it. They don't buy what you do, They buy why you do it. When there's a passion for the type of products we have and how it can change our lives, our why is pretty big about why we have this type business. So you might say, well, what do you do with your Shackley paycheck? And everybody has different things. Some people take that residual income and they plop it in the bank and don't touch it. But there's others that not only pay for their products, but pay for a lot of household expenses, maybe send their children to a private school or take fabulous dream trips. For me, it has been my only source of income, and for years and years and years. And I'm so very grateful for Shackley providing the type of lifestyle, not a luxurious lifestyle, but very comfortable. And this is the way we're paid. On the 15th of each month, they either deposit your money into your bank account electronically if you choose that. And that's what I choose because I want it in there whether I'm out of the house for the day or out of state. And we are paid according to what we purchase and what the people we introduce to Shackley purchases. And that is called PV, purchase volume. So when do you think might be a good time for you to start? I hope this has given you just some food for thought. If you want to chat about it, get in touch with me. If you'd like a copy of this recording, let me know and I will send it to you.